Hi everyone, this is Christine Josty from Mail Something Pretty, and today I wanted to show you these really cool calendars using new product from the, the 2020 January through June mini catalog. They've kind of changed the names of the catalogs, and you'll see that the whole catalog is slightly different. And the whole front cover is loaded with poppies, and so that's kind of what I'm going to show you today. So I hope it's okay that I show you the inside of the catalog. I forget when the date was, but this is the first spread of the Poppies Suite, the Peaceful Poppies, and stamp sets. And what I'm going to use actually are these dies, which I just could not stop using. So you'll see, I'll show you lots of samples because I couldn't stop making them. We actually made these in my club this week, and I think they were a big hit. But let me actually show you my inspiration. This calendar was made for me a few years ago by Kathy, who lives out in Washington. Hello, if you're watching, Kathy. I met her at a Stampin' Up! Convention. I'm trying to think if that's what it was called back then. It was before they changed the whole names. And we just hit it off, became friends, and so we exchanged Christmas cards and text. But she sent me this calendar, which I've actually replaced the calendar a couple times because it was from a few years ago and I just love it. So this was my inspiration. That's the side of it. And same thing, the side. And so that's where I started. But I wanted to really use these poppies because they're just so much fun. So let me show you actually. That was the first one I made. And then with this same paper, and I have other papers, but I just made, they're all very similar, just different layouts of the poppies. So that's all that paper. And then there's this paper, which actually is the same as this background paper. So you really can vary it up. One more. So you can see that I had a lot of fun with them. I was just going to make one sample for my club, and I ended up making all 4 samples. And actually, I just did this one last night. I'm going to give it to my dad for Christmas using the Sailing Home paper. So I think he'll like that on his desk. Okay, so everything's already cut, but I'm going to give you the measurements of what I did. So this is just a 8.5 by 4 1/4, so one sheet of paper just cut in half, scored at the 5 1/2, so just like, you know, a regular card base. So that's really no different. And then oh, I should have grabbed all the papers. I'll have to do that another time because I'm connected. All the poppy papers, they're beautiful. But this pattern paper is size, let's see, 4 by 5 1/4, and I will I'll put these all on my website so you can see them. And then the under I don't know, the layer, that is, yep, 4 wait, hold on, I'm looking at my notes here. Under the DSP, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So it's just a teeny tiny border. And you can play with it if you wanted a bigger border. I just wanted you to be able to see most of the pattern paper. And then the other piece, that's what I was looking at, I got confused. This is the this piece right here. So I was just calling it the underbase. That's 4 1/4 by 5, and then it's scored. So I scored it at holding landscape position. I scored it at 1 inch, 2.5 inches, and 4 inches. All right, again, I will have those listed for you. All right, so, oh, these are the dies actually, and I'll move them out of the way. And look, I even have extras. I could not stop making poppies, but they're a lot of fun. Okay, so we're just going to take pattern paper to the layer behind it. And again, it's a like an 1/8 of an inch border, so it's really small, but you can certainly, if you wanted a bigger border, just make the pattern paper just slightly smaller. And then just so you know what colors I'm using, this is Poppy Parade, this is Blackberry Bliss. I'm just going to take this onto the base. So really it kind of looks like a card, right? Just a card. And then what I'm going to do is take, this is the piece that was scored. I'm going to put it in the shape of a W. And I don't usually use my bone folder, but for this project I did because I just wanted to have crisp, because it's going to be standing up, crisp edges or folds. And then we really want to use tear and tape. because it's stronger than the snail when we're putting it together. As you can see, I showed you, where did it go? The one Kathy gave me is several years old and it's in great shape. So the tear and tape just makes it stronger. So I'm just putting it on, so here's my W. I'm putting it on one whole length, and I just did just a little bit more, and I'm going to do it on the opposite side. Same thing. Okay. And now I'm just going to take off one side. This is always the trickiest part, taking off that layer. Okay, and then I'm going to open up, it's not really the card, but open up the card. And I'm going to line up this fold with this edge. Okay, so I have a little flap here. And I'm just going to line those up and stick so it looks like that. Okay, and then I will take this layer off. And then I'm just going to push that down and just close it. And that way you get a nice, you know it's straight. And the beauty of this, it fits right in a regular envelope, so you can mail it to someone with a regular stamp. Okay, so that's really the base of our calendar. And then I have the calendars, and then I have just a little base underneath it. So these calendars, you can actually see, I bought them through Taylor Expressions. They are, I know you can buy them other places. So these ones are 3 inches by 2 1/4 inches. I know other places have them. I asked Kathy where she got them. This is where she told me, so that's where I went. I think maybe they come in packs of 10, and it might have been like $3.50. They're pretty cheap. So I'm going to put some tear and tape on the back. And then stick that on. And then that size is, let's see, 3 1/8 by 2 3/8. Again, I was going for that little border. Okay, I'll put some more tear and tape on the back. I just didn't want, if you use snail, I just didn't want it to fall off. So before I put this on to the base here, you may want to, I already did these, you may want to play with your placement of flowers or decorations, or like this one I did the anchor and the words. These two I did words. So if you're going to do words, you know, the big flower, there's really not a whole lot of room, so you'd need something small. So you'd want to do the small flowers. But for today's project, I'm just doing flowers. So what I did was I really kind of just used my glue. Oh, and you can see I didn't really secure these so great on purpose. It was just easier to put a little dab of glue and put the overlay on top of the base of the flower instead of, you can do it, but because I made so many flowers, that would have been a lot of gluing. And I don't know if you can see in this lighting, you can probably see it better with different colors. There's dies for the middles. I actually used the black foil paper, so there's a little bit of a shine. Black cardstock works fine too, but I just thought it just gave it a little bit of something else, and I happen to have it. So just wanted to point that out. Okay, so I'm going to guess that that's about where it's going to go. I'm going to just glue one flower. Some I glued down, some I popped up. I might do that because it's a lot of dark purple. Glue that one down. And then I think I'll pop this one up. This is the best glue ever. The multi-purpose liquid glue that Stampin' Up! Sells. It's the only glue I use. Okay, there we go. Now I will Take this off and put this down. Try to center it. And there we go. Move that out of the way. Okay, so there's the calendar. I just love these. Having tons and tons of fun with them. So you could see how easy it is. You just need a few scores and then tear and tape and put it together, and really, really quick. So I just wanted to do this video before Christmas, which is next week, in case you wanted to make them for gifts, because I think kind of the time of year to give out calendars is in January. So I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to making some more videos for you in the new coming year. Thanks so much for watching and being a fan and a subscriber and on my mailing list, and I'm really excited for the year 2020 to do some great things with you. So thank you. This is Christine Josti of Mail Something Pretty. Bye-bye.